Dear friends, I Pradeep Vashpee. Welcome to your in the first session of Formula for Modern Management that we are going to discuss the benefits of this computer software and see relevance of basic 5M in teaching management and how to control management regularly. Around these 5M to prosper the company or prosper the nation as a whole. The beauty of this software is what is demonstrated here, and there may be some other conceivable areas of management and a problem related to it, whether economic or in management, or as we have taken the first session of Sanatan Grid, because a little bit of input of especially morality of human values in economics is also equally important. It is because without character, without morality, without values in economics, what we generally call is the ethics part of it, of doing management or doing business, or there may be some issues you need to have a touch of spirituality also, so that at least few people can initiate a process where human values are also equally important as the business ethics prevailing or the legal system prevailing. It is important for us to observe. As start explaining, 5M's 1 by M, but you can easily find in all the computer software that there is a economathematics model mentioned. So I have just replaced few denominators of this economathematics model and replace it with the word where the consumption is mentioned. I have used material, and it is because material is the first thing which we require to convert it into a value added product. For value addition, I require the raw material, and for that purpose, I need machine. So that is the material is the first M. Second M is machine, and machine adds value to material consumed. As a result of it, the product gets value added and is now ready for being marketed. When we market it, we try to test the utility part of the product in the minds of consumers, whether they find it useful or not. Sometimes it is useful, but it's too expensive. So, considering the utility and the price, a product is placed differently in different market segments. So, market is the third aim, which this software also compares and analyzes mathematically. The fourth M is the money. Money is to be collected also, and money can be put to some use as a investment. When we talk about arranging the money, it requires share capital. There is a one way of collecting money. The company can take deposits also. Company can issue debentures also. And company can borrow money from institutional bank or any international market. There are various sources to arrange the finance required for the management. It depends what kind of ROI, that's a return on investment, we are going to get from the investment we propose to do. So from the stage of preparation of project report, every entrepreneur has to see the strength and weakness of all the factors or 5M of management. Without this, the project report cannot be completed, and also the growth trajectory of a particular product cannot be put for public consumption, because by issue a prospectus inviting share or whatever it may be, whatever the money is collected. For banks also you have to put a project report that how the loan taken by them is going to be utilized and returned. Unless there is enough probability, no bank will finance it. Debt servicing comes first, and then subsequent calculations. What kind of mix a entrepreneur desires in terms of debt, equity, whether preferential share, equity share, debentures, and so on and so forth. Many companies have cash reserves also. They have accumulated huge bank balances by retaining profit. Instead of distributing to the shareholders, they retain it with them and increase the financial might of the company. The company is owned by promoters usually, so net gain is always to those shareholders who were earlier promoters. So they get the major chunk of profit and control over the company because of the shareholding pattern. The fifth M is man, or we can call them as stakeholders. Stakeholders may be promoters, equity shareholders, preferential shareholders, debentures, borrowers, banks from where the capital is arranged. Similarly, since the profit belongs to the owner, and not only owner, each one of the person involved in the process of production and management. So there can be a giver class also. There can be a supervisory class also. There can be management, start with lower management, middle management, top management, and board of directors also. And there are hosts of consultants also who keep on advising what kind of machines and what kind of marketing probability is there. What is the growth pattern of growth of economy in terms of GDP, that how much purchasing power is going to increase, and if there is an increase in the purchasing power, on which items consumers are going to make expenditure. All these factors are part of planning process which the manpower that is in the middle of it, they should be benefited first. This is a human centric justification that stakeholders, since they have put at risk a group as a whole, because if the shares prices fall, it is all the investors who suffer equally with the promoters of the company. Therefore, the first priority is to preserve the sustainability part of the company, that it should keep on running profitability, sometimes more, sometimes less. There can be a few lean years also where possibly loss can be incurred by the company. So company should have enough funds to sustain all these kind of eventualities. Along with it, a company cannot remain silent on future prospects. To keep its competitive edge, they require to indulge in expenditure on research and development. It may be a research on material, it can be a research on machine, it can be research on market and money as well. Because different combinations persist in the economy. For example, if a particular product is cheaper, readily available in the market, why I should process it? Why I need to put a value addition if it is not much as compared to investment otherwise you would have made. So there is always a decision of make or buy. It is very crucial decision. Similarly with the machine, there are now robotic machine also, but they are quite expensive for each kind of operations. Robots cannot be put to use and they are very costly also. They can save human labor, but one should see whether the labor cost is cheaper or keeping robots instead. A country like India, where the manual workers are readily available at a cheaper rate, there is not much sense in engaging the automation part of it. Because there also the dependency or say redundance of technology is quite high because each day new technology is coming and making the previous one obsolete. Therefore, these kind of risk one would like to avert it. Similarly, in market, all over the world, innovations are taking place. New sources of energy and insistence on sustainable development is now has become need of the hours because the bad effect of energy derived from the fossil fuel, burning of the fossil fuel, is causing climate change. And if we want to reverse the process of global warming, the expenditure involved is mind-boggling. And right now, the world economy is not ready to absorb such kind of expenditures, and therefore there is every likelihood that whatever targets are fixed for zero emission rate, it is going to take a long time before we start restoring the climate change. We have to prepare ourselves for all these kind of eventualities. That what methods one can adopt to achieve the goal much before others can do, and our country is basically trying to use more and more green energy so that carbon emission rate can be minimized. So all these factors impact not only the prospect of a company but a particular sector, and the national economy suffers if entrepreneurs ignore these five M's, which are critically important and for which the discussion of the session is devoted to understand the message of formula for modern management, that how money, material, machine, and market and man all the put together will benefit if we do it conventionally. Probably there will remain some areas which can be ignored because their importance is not corrected mathematically. But if we can draw a table that in different scenarios these kind of results can be estimated and they are manageable, they are feasible, as well as they can be conveyed to stakeholders, that this is what future plan of action. The company or the economy as a whole is projected to benefit from. So this is the purpose and objective of this particular software. And as I have also started discussing Sanatan uh, as I mentioned in the beginning itself, that a put of spirituality is also equally important to uphold the human values and ethics part involved in the operational circumstances. From next session, we will start formulating different scenarios out of changing pattern of graph presented before you and what kind of messages, because it's a mathematics, so mathematics can only give you results. The logic behind the result has to be put by the human intellect, whether we are talking about the market or money or material or machine. That has to be put in a perspective that material means what, machine means what, market means what, and money how it can be managed, etc. etc. But the stakeholders will always remain same. Whether it's a cottage industry, whether it's a village industry, town-based industry, or city-based industry, whatever it may be, everyone requires a team of managers and human resources to make the productive activity a platform for undertaking a productive activity as a group. One cannot do all the activities himself. He needs a team, he needs financial resources, and he needs all kind of technical support to make his operations grow and prosper. And that is the point where exactly this software is going to play a very crucial role. If we can teach the benefits to all those aspirants who want to do some kind of a business or run an industry or indulge in other kind of profit making efforts, all those one will require technical knowledge with mathematical conclusions, and this is possible. From next session onward, we will integrate it with what kind of logic it denotes and talk about, discuss about it in following session. I have shared a link to download this software. The process of downloading can be done on your mobile also, but then it will have to be downloaded to a laptop or a desktop, because this is not a Android based software. It's a standalone software, and you will require at least a PC or a laptop to operate it. The software is available free of cost. The trial version of is available free of cost, which will remain valid for 7 days. Within 7 days, if you find it useful, in that case, there are different options for you. On a rent, the software will be made available to you, and you can start using it and imparting knowledge to those who are ignorant about it. My request is only this, that if you find any loophole or deficiency in the software, please let us inform. And if it can be improved also, new features how it can be added to it, all that process of product development will should run simultaneously. So I take your permission to end the session. Thanks for watching and keep on watching us on different platforms. Thanks.